Good evening and welcome to Season 18 of Next Gen. This is the TCV8 League. We are live from Imola for round number 6 and everyone in their usual cars. Fortunately, it's brought to my attention that I've not actually been put into the broadcast mode, so we're going to have to retire from the race when it starts. So we're in a TCV8 Power Max sponsored league. You have 13 cars even. No, sorry, not 13. We're going to have 12 cars for tonight. Let's see who they are. So we have Iceman, AMH, Cam 123 Diz, Traumatic Dave, Shadow Stalker, Next Gen Les, DY House, Bruce Lee Harding having a big moment through Aki Minerale, Riley Matts 85. That is Tim, Full Fish. That can't be us. And Jack TM53 Synopsis, who rounds us out of 13 drivers. Let's go on board here with Jack then. So, Imola. Fantastic circuit. 3.05 miles of Italian tarmac. Due to be on the F1 calendar again this year. It's been a while since they've been there, but we're going to head up towards Tamburello. Hit the brakes. It's a left, right, left chicane. Clip the curb on the left, make the back end twitch, and then try and get it to flick right and flat left on the exit. Down towards Villeneuve. A flick left, 90 right corner, so you're going to be hitting the brakes down to 4th on entry, down to 3rd as you make the back end again twitch to get the exit before you head into Tosa. Hairpin left, slightly off camber, so a later apex is preferable there, but you head up the hill towards Piratella. Again, 4th gear. Be careful you don't run too wide as Jack has done there. Just about get away with it. He hasn't gone full throttle to make sure he doesn't gain any time. Aki Minerale, a flick right, 90 right. Very tight 90 degree right hander there. See, I believe there's Full Fish ahead of us going slightly wide. Down to Varianta Alta, a tight right left chicane. Clip the curbs on the way through, don't run too wide, although you can't clip the curbs too much because you go 2 wheels just like Jack did there. Down the hill we head towards Ravazza. Double 90 left. Jack backs off ready for another run, but this corner obviously famous for the wrong reasons, where it claimed Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna in one tragic weekend of F1 many decades ago. But that is a lap of Imola. Jack crosses the line, does a 1:56.2. Currently the leader of the league is the man currently in pole position, Next Gen Les. In his BMW, goes very sideways through Villeneuve into the gravel. That's going to ruin his current lap and pretty much end his qualifying. AMH Racing is 2nd in the championship in his Astra. Iceman 3rd. Jack is in 4th. With Bruce Lee Harding. Full Fish is in 5th. Bruce Lee Harding's not had a good season this season. He's down in 8th place at the moment. Cam 123 Diz is in 6th. GT5 Fast 7th. Traumatic Dave 9th. DY House 7 in 10th. Qualifying is now over though. Watching Four Fish heading into Varianta Alta. Go back to AMH, he'll be the next person across the line. Out of Ravatsa comes AMH up to the line. What can he do? Crosses the line now. There we go. He does improve, but can't improve his position. Here comes Four Fish. He can't improve either. Jack puts himself in fourth. Here comes Iceman. Iceman LUFC crosses the line, goes fifth. Rally Matt puts himself in fifth. Bruce Lee Harding, he does not improve his position. Cam puts it third. Traumatic Dave, don't know what he's done. But NXTGEN Les puts it on pole position. He, alongside him, is AMH Racing. He'll be happy with that in the Astra. Cam 123 Diz and Four Fish line up on row 2. Jack and Rally Matt is row 3, row 4 Iceman and Bruce Lee Harding, row 5 Traumatic Dave and Shadow Stalker, row 6 D Whitehouse and NGR Tim. Ignored JPH on the box, that's me. We are not racing, we are commentating, we've just not appointed ourselves as director. But either way, similar thing goes. Let's get this show on the road.
Your eye on the light. Easy with the right foot. Let's nail this.
So we would see the front. We're going to wait the 3 red lights, and we are green here at Imola. We're going to retire to the pit box, go to the monitor, because we're going to be underway as we head up towards Tamburello for the first time, 4 of 11. NXTGEN Les gets a good getaway in the BMW as expected, but AMH has done a fantastic job keeping second place. And he's now right on the back of Les. Have we got away cleanly? It looks like we have. And Tim rounding out the grid. Les, though, has the company of AMH, bit sideways there from Traumatic Day. That's Bruce Lee Harding in the background in the gravel. He's now down to 9th place, but AMH down the inside of the Les. Good move, but they're going to be side by side up towards Piratella. And Cam is looking to play around the outside of Piratella. He looks, can't quite make the move sorted because AMH just about gets the inside covered. Cam looking for that switch back. Through Acumen Rally they go. There's Rally Matt, he's in 4th. There's Four Fish. Bruce has got past Traumatic Dave. He was a little bit wide through Acumen Rally, but didn't gain anything. Into Alta Varianta Alta before they head down the hill towards Ravatsa. And Bruce Lee Harding looking to chase down the leading pack. Les has 0.3 of a second to the Astra of AMH, who pretty much has the BMW of Cam right on his heels. Randy Matt with Iceman all over his tail. So head down the main straight towards Tamburello for the first time. Since the last lap. So into Tamburello the second time of this race, and it looks like it's going to be line astern as they go through. Bit of contact, that's Four Fish and Iceman. Four Fish looking to be opportunistic, and Jack has taken 2 places. Cam has gone off after Tamburello. The back end looking like it just drifted out from behind him. It looked like Four Fish went for an opportunistic move on the second part of Tamburello towards the right-hander. Maybe a bit of a slide from Iceman. And Four Fish looked to put it down the inside, couldn't complete the move, and unfortunately a bit of contact has meant both of them have lost their place, and Bruce Lee Harding is starting to catch up to the back of them. Up over the hill, after Tosa, into Piratella. Back down the hill, into Variante Alta. Cam all over the back of Rally Matt. A few of them going wide through Variante Alta. They've got to be careful. They will be penalised if they do that too much. Cam down the inside of Variante Alta. Gets the move made. Iceman wide once again. Coming out of a corner. He's right on the back of Jack. Can make a move into Ravazza though. They're back onto the main straight. Jack looking a little bit racy here against Rally Matt. On board of the Astroman as we head down to Tamburello. Just see the nimble Astra, very good through the corners. Just doesn't quite have the top end. And Project Cars has been out for a few years. They should have really developed that car, but obviously none of the cars are really developed. As they head into Tosa, and you can see Jack really trying to push the issue here with Rally Matt. Either that, or trying to use him to break away from Iceman behind, and it's not quite working. Into Piratella. Oh, Jack runs a bit wide, the back end steps out. Iceman should have a good run. He's going to look to the outside of Acquiminerale. Brave man to try that one. And obviously Jack, the natural line of the car, takes him in front. Rally Matt still with Jack behind into Variante Alta, but with Fourfish here. So more with Fourfish, a good seat to have because Jack all over the back of Rally Matt, but then you've also got Iceman just behind. And the more these guys squabble, the higher the chance. Bruce Lee Harding, oh, that's very wide from Jack into the grass. He won't be able to make the move on Rally Matt now. He's got to be careful because that would have compromised his momentum onto the main straight. So Iceman, here we go. Into Tamburello. Jack goes slow. Oh, Matt catches the grass in the entry to Tamburello. Maybe gifting to... Oh, that's Les and Cam. So I don't know what's happened at the front though. Then Les and Cam have gone off after Tamburello. AMH now has a 3-second lead. As Fourfish goes round the outside of Iceman. After all of that confusion, and Les, I don't know what he was quite doing. It looked like he went to go down the inside of Jack. And it's not worked, he spun, and Fourfish now up into third place. Iceman looking to go down the inside of Cam, just in the background there. Looks like he's going to get the move done through Piratella. Unless Cam can keep it hung around the outside. She can't. Yeah, really weird from Les. They've gone into Tosa. Oh, Les actually just clipped the grass on the entry to Tosa, which has meant the back end's kicked. Nothing he can really do. He's a bit of a passenger at that point. Meanwhile, Iceman and Cam very much jerking out to the left hand side of the circuit there. He tries to apply the pressure to Iceman. I hate to point this out right now. Cam runs a bit deep into Ravazza. He'll get away with it. He hasn't gone deep enough to go into the gravel trap on the outside. But I don't want to jinx anything, but it is a... No, it's an Opel Astra 1-2 right now between AMH and Jack as they head down the main straight towards Tamburello. Will be the 5th time of 11. Iceman pulls out to the inside of Fourfish, can't get the move made, and he's left himself vulnerable to Cam, who's now looking to get a run out to Tamburello up towards Villeneuve. See Bruce Lee Harding in the background there. Almost like he's biding his time in 6th place right now. Running Matt is down to 8th place right now after that instant into turn 1. Iceman again looks to the inside of Fourfish, can't make the move done, and instead again leaves himself vulnerable to Cam 123 Diz behind, who is just unable to capitalise. Although, has he got down the inside? No, he hasn't got down the inside of Piratella. Thought he'd managed to find that gap. But this is perfect for Jack, because whilst these lot are fighting, they are costing each other time. Which means Jack's able to try and start building a gap as they go through Acqui Minerale. The other thing to note is we have effectively 2 trains of cars. This one being headed up by D Whitehouse, followed by NXTGEN Les, followed by Rally Matt, followed by Traumatic Dave, and I believe Tim has retired from this race. Well, back near the front, Iceman still coming under increasing pressure from Cam 123 Diz. Up to the line. This time Iceman's got the inside coming up towards Tamburello, and there's not a lot Fourfish can do, but here comes Cam 123 Diz looking to go down the middle. Can't quite do a bit of contact, but everyone just about survives, and Cam makes it through into 4th place. Iceman has to watch his mirrors, but down the inside from Cam. What an opportunistic move. Fourfish clips the back end of Iceman. He goes round into the barrier. Bruce Lee Harding goes up a place into the top 5. But very opportunistic move from Cam on the exit of Tamburello. The gap opened up and Cam stuffed the car in there and just said, I'm having the place whether you like it or not. So we have very much the game of pairs right now. We have the 2 Astras, followed by the 2 BMWs, followed by the 2 Mercedes, followed by 3 BMWs and 2 Mercedes. Interesting battle we've got here between D Whitehouse and NXTGEN Les. Down to Acqui Minerale, Les will be looking to get to the place to try and resurrect something of this race. He was leading this championship by 8 points. That is going to be slashed by the end of it. It's going to be slashed and potentially overcome by AMH Racing. The French just spread out a little bit, but Bruce Lee Harding coming under pressure from Fourfish. On board with the blue Mercedes. So we head up towards Tamburello. Which looks to the outside, can't do anything. Bruce Lee Harding, good defensive driving. He's not defending when he doesn't have to. He knew it was a long shot for Fourfish to make a move into Tamburello, so he's just taken that racing line. Made sure he's not lost any time. Les in the meantime has got past D Whitehouse 7. Whilst we are watching these two have a bit of a battle here on lap number 7. More running back, looking to the outside of D Whitehouse 7 into Tosa. Squares the corner up, but doesn't really get that much advantage at all. As they get up the hill, Traumatic Dave has got past Shadow Stalker in the battle for the wooden spoon. And Randy Matt. Oh, that's the mistake Dave didn't want to make. He's caught the apron on the outside of Piratella. He is now retired from the race. Clipped the green AstroTurf apron on the outside. The rears have lit up. The car's gone round straight into the wall. Race over for the BMW man. Meanwhile, side-by-side action heading down towards Ravazza between Fourfish and Bruce Lee Harding. Very close racing between the two Mercedes, but it is Fourfish who gets through the first part of Ravazza. Meanwhile, Cam has gone to the back of Jack and has overtaken Jack TM53 Synopsis for second place. Can Jack respond into Tamburello? No, he can't. He's going to have to work hard to get back that second place. Fourfish still has Bruce Lee Harding just behind him on track. As we head towards Villeneuve. Just 3.5 laps remain here at Imola. I'd also like to say Cam is on an absolute charge of 151.8. Last time around, shows just how quick he is going. Through Piratella though, Fourfish still ahead of Bruce Lee Harding. Jack has gone for an intriguing line through Acumen Arale. That's not. He's gone for like the Joker lap of the race there. You know, goes through Variante Alta. And Cam is closing quickly on AMH Racing. He is currently 42 points behind Les and 34 points behind AMH right now before drop scores are introduced. See, the drivers drop 1 score for the season, so it means if they have a 0 score, it doesn't matter, they are still in the hunt for the championship. As long as their other 9 results are good. So just a little bit spread. There's 2 Mercs in the middle of the order between Bruce Lee Harding and Fourfish. See Fourfish leading the way in 5th place between these two. So you go through Tamburello for the 9th time. Just 3 laps to go. I don't know what's happened, but it looks like, yes, Running Matt had another issue into Tamburello. I think he may have clipped the curb this time and the back end stepped. Whatever happened to Rally Matt, it's cost him a place for Traumatic Dave. He's got just 2.5 laps really to make that time back. He's got about 3 seconds to make up, so definitely a challenge for Rally Matt in the final stage of this race. Cam is getting on to the back of AMH at 152.5 last time for Cam, at 153.7 for AMH. And there is the visual gap. Out of Ravazza, down the main straight to go. Jack's run wide out of Ravazza. He's making a few mistakes now, Jack, even though he's got no real pressure on him from behind. .153.6 and 152.5 respectively between the 2 leaders. As they head into Tamburello for the penultimate time. Out towards Villeneuve. Rally Matt is closing in here on Traumatic Dave. Not quite close enough yet to strike a move. Up the hill towards Piratella. Cam starting to get on the back here. In fact, that is on the back of AMH going into Piratella. Down the hill towards Accuminerale. Can AMH hold out? I feel that any defensive he does now is going to be in a little bit of vain once they reach the main straight. You kind of feel Cam is now waiting for the exit of Rivanza. Down to Varianta Outer. Oh, and Cam practically pushing the Astra through. But a good exit from AMH down the hill towards Rivanza. You won't make it easy for Cam. Cam looks to the inside. AMH covers it to the middle. Through the first and the second corner of Rivanza. AMH looking for just any sort of advantage on the exit there, squaring it up, holding up the BMW. It's going to be in vain, as I've said, because that top speed of the BMW completely outmatches the Astra, and Cam takes the lead on the penultimate lap, just going on to the final lap. Into Tamburello, and AMH is going to fight this one hard. Looks to the inside, can't do anything with it. He's going to have to look maybe into Villeneuve, really catch Cam by surprise. Now to Tamburello towards Villeneuve. He's put Cam on that defensive line. It's going to compromise Cam going through Villeneuve. Oh, Cam on the grass. AMH really applying the pressure into Tosa. Can a switchback be applied? AMH is going to try one. Can't quite pull it off. He goes back in line to get the slipstream up towards Piratella. You have to feel he has to do it fairly early. Through Piratella, down the hill, through Accuminerale. AMH wide, clips the grass, back and comes out. That will be the end of his challenge. He's now half a second behind as they head up towards Varianta Outer. I fear that is the challenge over from AMH. He's tried going in very quickly into Accuminerale. It's not worked out. Down the hill towards Rivanza. Cam, it looks like he's just about nicked this from under AMH's nose right at the end of the race. He's been looking quick all evening though, has Cam. He's been caught up in a couple of incidents. But it will be Cam 123 Deers who rounds the first corner, rounds the final corner. Cam 123 Deers wins at Imola. A fantastic drive by him. AMH comes home second. It's a double Astra podium as Jack comes home in third. Iceman is in fourth. Full Fish will be in fifth. Bruce Lee Harding sixth. Next Gen Les, a disappointing result really for him. That's a mistake costing him big time in seventh. Rally Matt does get Traumatic Dave at the end in eighth place. Traumatic Dave will be in ninth. And Shadow Stalker in his Mercedes will come home in 10th. A top 10 finish. Like we say, he doesn't give up and he gets the just reward of more points than he probably would have got had others stayed in. Good drive from Shadow Stalker. So, provisional results. Cam 123 Diz steals the win on practically the final lap of the race from AMH Racing. Third is Jack TM53 Synopsis. Iceman is in fourth. Four Fish fifth. Bruce Lee Harding sixth. Les in seventh. Rally Matt eighth. Traumatic Dave in ninth. Shadow Stalker 10th. D Whitehouse is retired in 11th. Tim retired in 12th. Next week for the TCV8 League, we head to Brands Hatch GP, where everyone will be in the Mercedes touring car. Should be an absolute cracker. It was last season. So do tune in next week for that one. Next up is my point of view of the Renault, the PMR Clio Cup. So that should be on in about 5-10 minutes time. So stay tuned for that one if you want. Obviously no voice, just the point of view. That is again around Imola. But from myself and everyone here at the TCV8 League, we'd like to thank Paramax for sponsoring the league, and thank you guys for watching at home. But until next week, good night.